Hey, how's it going out there, YouTube? Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and today I wanted to make a video that explains why I started a Christmas tree farm. Anyone I tell about it either asks me why, or they kind of laugh like it's a joke, but for me it's the next adventure I'm looking forward to in life. And so today I just wanted to record this and kind of tell you my reasons. Then we're also going to look at where I stand with my little farm. This is our first year. We've just got 240 trees in the ground. I just thought I'd tell you what issues we're having so far, what success we're having, and what our plans are to deal with the deer that make this a frequent passageway. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch and see how things are going here on the farm. So the number one reason that I'm starting a Christmas tree farm isn't financial. It's because it's something I just want to do. Sometimes if you feel called to do something, you should just do it. And that's where I am with the Christmas tree farm. We've got 5 kids, and our 2 oldest daughters already have kids of their own. So we've got 4 grandkids that are 3 and under. And obviously I expect a lot more from the younger kids. No pressure, but I picture this Christmas tree farm as a place where we can build family traditions for decades. And that's not the only reason, but I think it could be a fun reason where the kids can make decorations and things like that to put in a little gift shop. As they get older, they can learn the value of work by helping to trim the trees or planting or whatever needs done at that time. And it's an opportunity to have family activities. Also, possibly I can provide jobs for some of the kids as they get older in helping maintain the farm, and that's a huge aspect of it. Obviously, I'm not starting a tree farm as a charity, which, you might find ways to be charitable and to give away trees maybe to people who can't afford it, but it is a business. And what I like about it from a business standpoint is that I'm not desperately in need of the money today, and this is something that's going to take years to build. And in my mind, when you say investment, that means something that you put into now and you get back from in the future. So I also have a couple of rental houses, and I want to continue to build that rental house business. Hopefully about 1 house a year. That's something else I want to feature on this channel, is building or buying and renovating rental houses. But this is kind of the same principle, that I'm putting in this work today, and then when we never know what life's going to bring, right? And so in the future, whenever maybe I do need that income a little more than I do today, it's going to be there. And maybe more as a retirement. I'm about to turn 40 next month, and so I'll be close to 50 by the time this farm would be really going the way I want it to. And I also want to stay active and physically working as I get older, and this is a way to do that. Another reason I'm starting a Christmas tree farm is because I've always loved nature, the outdoors. I've always loved growing things. I used to just wander around in the woods when I was a kid and build little forts out there, have my own adventures, and it just feels good to plant something and to grow something. But I don't feel like I had the expertise or the equipment to do traditional farming. And so I've bought this beautiful property. It's just fantastic. 20 acres, about 7 to probably 10 of it is farmable, and then there's another 5 acres that is wooded, and then of course the part we live on, and then we've got a manufacturing operation in a shop building up here. But I was mowing it the other day, and I just said, it was getting late, the sun was setting, there's a fog out, and I just said, this property is a gift from God. It's just so beautiful, and just thrilled to have it, and I want to make sure it stays that way and give something back, and just, it feels good to plant something and grow something. So that's another reason. Another thought I had is you want to use what you have, and what we have is this beautiful property. We've got a pond up here that's scenic. It would make a great spot for photographers if, you know, once these trees are grown to full height. We'll set up a gazebo over there, build a rustic looking barn that we can have as a gift shop or for tree wrapping area, and I think it's set up for it. You know, I've got the tractor. I just think it's doable, and, you know, like I said at the beginning, it's just something I want to do. I just feel it. Okay, so I mentioned I was going to give an update on where we stand in our first year as a Christmas tree farm. If you've seen any of our other videos, started with some really inexpensive trees that were about 6 inches tall, just a single stalk with no branches. They were seedlings with a very small contained root clump, and we just used the dibble bar to plant those, and didn't even till the ground up, which, you know, may have been a mistake. That's the kind of thing we're going to learn as we go. And all of those trees, you know, it's only been a couple of months, so you wouldn't expect much change, but we've only had a couple of those trees start to go brown. We've been watering them with our pond because I think that's a good source of fertilized water. I've got a video on how we use an IBC tote and the tractor with a generator and a sump pump to pump pond water in and then bring it down here and water these trees. And so those trees are doing good. I'll show you in a minute. As it's gotten cold out, it's about 40 degrees today, I want to mow up close to all those trees so we don't lose them in the grass over the winter. Then our next set of trees are trees that we paid a little more for. These are about $3.50 a tree, and they're about 12 to 15 inch tall white pines. We're going to do a lot of tree varieties, and I know white pine isn't one of the most traditionally used trees, but I thought planting them up here by the road and letting them get a little bigger would make a nice view from the road. And, you know, maybe some people do want those. So anyway, those came with a bigger dirt pod. I've got a video. I'll put a link to that video up here where we planted those. I have my grandson down here helping me plant trees, and those are right behind me. And those have only been in the ground a couple weeks. We tilled the ground, just dug a little hole and put them in and tamped them down a little bit. I'm going to show you now what's been happening with those trees. Okay, before I get to the issue with the bigger trees, here are our smaller trees. See, aren't much taller than the grass, but I mean, I've got high hopes for them. Hopefully we don't lose that many. Okay, here is our row of the bigger trees. You might notice as we go, there's a lot of little round footprints. So pretty much daily we see a big migration of deer coming from up in this wooded area and coming across through these bean fields, and then there's always cornfields further down. And this is a daily passageway for the deer. So they come through and they try to nibble on the branches of these little trees. But since the trees are just in the ground recently, they're not rooted well enough that when the deer try to eat them, they just pull them right out. So I've been coming down here and replanting these. I think this is 5 or 6 times that I've had a tree pulled out. So what do you do about deer pulling your tree out? I don't know. I'm hoping that some of you can tell me. My immediate thought is give them other food sources. So we're going to plant a food plot up here along the passageway, and then we're going to put a deer feeder out here. And then someone else told me to put salt blocks on some of the tree stumps, and they like those too. So my first thought, I don't want to fence them out or anything like that, and I'm not a hunter. So what I'm going to do for right now is give them other food options and see if that deters them from eating the trees. But it's probably just something that we'll always be dealing with. So if you have more experience than me, which is probably just about anyone who's ever planted a Christmas tree, then hopefully you can give me some advice, tell me things you see in this video that we can do better, and that's how I'm gonna learn. I watch a lot of videos, but I'm not finding that many videos on how to grow Christmas trees. So if you have any advice for me, leave them in the comments. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I'll see you next time.